Let's get started with the advanced effects section of our Premiere Pro class. And we will be working not some random video example. We'll be working on vast variety of advanced video editing methods that are not going to be only saving loads of time, but overall giving you a new outlook on how to produce content in Adobe Premiere Pro and how to actually get around certain loopholes and which in other programs are not actually available to you. But without any further ado, we are going to jump into it right now. First off, how do you actually go about adding just a regular effect? That's something we will look at now. And you can do it in two different ways. First is when you are in our editing tab here, this editing tab. And down here, which I'm sure you can actually skip through the project and look at the effects here, panel here. Here we have the option to actually go up to the designated effects at the top. And when we click that, we will be able to see the same window that we had here. Except now there's not all these other options because we have the effects right here. And the one I want to focus your attention to is the video effects. Now there's something we have to look into and explore this in detail. And overall, let's start exploring how would we go about using these video effects well. Right here is the list of them. We have adjustments, blurs, sharpens, color corrections, channelize, distorts, and all sorts of different stuff. And they all serve very different purpose, not all like the same kind of use for each of them. Now, how would we actually go about adding an effect and then adjusting it? It is extremely simple. So hypothetically speaking, say we want a distort. So if we wanted to check distort, you can go in the distort menu, and here in the drop down menu we can actually say we wanted to bring one of these distorts, which are all different versions of different ways that have created distorts, and I'm actually just gonna want a waveform, a wave warp. That's a cool one. We could start with actually working with and exploring in a way you would actually add an effect to a clip. Would be actually click and drag right here. You can just click and drag, and when you see the plus sign, you'll be able to place this effect over the video clip. Otherwise, here you won't be able to place it, so wait for the plus sign to appear and then release the button. So just as I release the mouse button, it will appear the change here by default. These are the parameters. That's how we added the effect. So how you adjust this stuff? Same way that you would go adjusting the scale, position, and the rotation, and all of that is done via parameters. And all these parameters are here. And likewise with any stuff we showed before, you can also use keyframes to actually track these parameters. For example, hypothetically speaking, 0 word second here. Let's go here. We wanted to have height at B10. But if we come in here, let's say for 1 second, within 1 second I want it to be 50. Just 1 second, go 1 second ahead, and there I want this to be 50. So we would just add and type in here 50, and because it had done a change here, it will be tracked the entire environment. If you play this, it will have a gradual increase from wave height 10 to 50. And if we give this a play, it will make a gradual increase from wave height 10, or even better. Maybe I can just go and give a 0 here. So it's just normal and actually increasing that to in 1 second. So it works exactly same as anything else would in the effect controls. And overall, you could actually control these effects via parameters and via tweaking of parameters. Now I simply added a random effect to this just to actually walk around how to add an effect and how to adjust these effects. And that is the same process and is repeatable one across the board with all the different effects. For example, if we remove that perfect and hypothetically speaking, if I want to put a blur, there's something we could go to blur and sharpen and put a Gaussian blur. So I would really like to throw that blurring here, and that will do the exact same thing as go down here. If we increase the blur, it will blur it out. It was almost creating like a vague net on the side, which is something I showed in the color correction tab. To actually stop that, you just click and quickly repeat edges here, and that will fill out the corners. That's just a random example here for the blurs, and we have also just done an example for the distorts. But overall, everything is controllable via these effects parameters on 0, obviously 0% of the effect, and showing 1000% like this. So any number of defects here will be clarified with these vertical, horizontal, everything. And we're not going to be actually cracking each one of these effects, which I'm actually going to do now. Just step into the next exercise to follow up how we would together create a simple mirror effect, and actually how to have maybe 2 heads. I'll just delete these effects for now. I can control click, select, and press the delete button, and the effects will be gone. So a head here and a head below will actually something I would like to create using the mirror effect. That will give you a nice hands-on example how to pull off some nice effects overall, tweaking those effect parameters to your liking. Now this clip right here, let's just play. Gonna be adding the mirror effect from effects panel. So I'll just mute this real quick. Mute this, okay. And go to mirror. This clip on the screen right now will be having just top of layer kind of erasing the floor and kind of having 2 head. So we're going to do that by mirror effect. If you guys follow through, and you can get the same effect. And of course that would be distorts for a mirror, I believe probably down here somewhere, or you can just type in distort mirror. Now it looks like we have a reflection angle and reflection center here. So what I first want to do is actually go ahead and take this reflection angle and start tweaking it to see what happens. So it starts to come out like this. I'll just type in here 90. And if we clearly duplicated the head right here, we can actually proceed to tweak this left hand side, that is the y-axis. I can go up or down and actually create an illusion like this. So overall, it looks like we're doing a little tweaks right here. We can actually go ahead and select this, start bringing this over here, maybe by like so. The effect parameters over here, and if we actually go ahead and take this effects, you can see this one, we actually hover over here in the effects section. Just switch on and off, and you can see before and after. Now I'll just play this and preview how it would look like. So that's our cool little mirror effect that we just created. There is no floor, and this is looking very funny piece of content right there. How it kind of pops up. Overall, you can follow through this example and you can get cool effects yourself, and you'll know you have the exact same by matching these units up. Make sure you have this 90 in case you want to exactly duplicate this kind of an effect. Now we will be actually creating an extremely popular effect in video editing world, that is the VHS effect. Yes, you can create a replica of VHS effect within Adobe Premiere Pro. And the reason I have chosen this because there are countless videos exploring how you would do this. It is like a trend. It's a very popular effect, and overall I can walk you through how to combine a variety of different methods available to you within Adobe Premiere Pro and create a VHS replica effect. So without further ado, let's go jump into it right now. So I'm going to use this same clip, this particular course. If I go ahead, so okay, well, for sake of the program not lagging too much, I put this together. And so without further ado, let's just actually jump into the first thing we actually want to do is our wave effect. Go into the effects, wave, warp, click and drag, place it right like so. So let's just add this effect on, and we can just mess around with this before we get the desired result. But here you have particular exercise and parameters you can exercise upon. Like now I want the wave type to be square, the wave height to be, I want to change to be 25, and the wave height, this I want this to be width to be 1000. $1,000, 25, okay, 1000, and so I want the direction to change to minus 0.1. 0.01 tab. Maybe I'll just minus 0.1. Maybe minus 0.1 would do. Okay, this will work. Okay. Okay, we'll leave it at that. Now, the kind of effect I want to achieve, this will go upwards. I'll just scale this up a bit so it will fill up that extra just right there. Okay. So if we actually start giving a play here, you can see that kind of created a glitch effect where it's bringing this glitch up screen right here. You can clearly see it. Let me just go ahead and replay, and everything is kind of flying up pretty quickly. So that's the beginning of our glitch effect right there. In a nutshell, I'm actually going to try mine at this one 0.05. See if that would actually do anything. It's okay, I'm pretty happy with this. You can see the kind of wave going up, the signal almost like a bad signal effect. And that's kind of what this is at first, is kind of like a bad signal effect. We got this performer here, and it's actually creating a general wave that will be making this way up screen. In fact, we could even maybe go to the wave height and maybe type 20. And give this a play. Overall, either way, it's looking like someone's going to do 25, but now we want to do is actually type in noise to our effect. So here we have a noise, click and drag, put it right there. Just go up here and change the percentage to 20%. Let's go with 20% noise. Okay, that's fairly enough noise. Maybe that much is okay. Yeah, this was good. This gives the feel of that vintage VHS tape. We are obviously in a quarter quality, so we can watch this quicker. So it looks absolutely terrifying. In fact, it's going to be having an extremely nice complement to the clip. We actually go ahead and render this in the end of the video. We can see that what the final video is looking like. I'm going to actually go ahead and give this another play. Looking nice. We see this main wave making its way up the screen, while this noise is obviously filling in and making it look not the greatest quality in the world. Definitely doing nice. Now next up, what does a VHS effect have? It always has the dates on the top right hand corner of our screen. So let's actually just go ahead and go to graphics and drag in the basic title. Let's type in the date here, 1990 maybe. Okay, I'll just place that here, stretch that out like so. And the graphic sections. Okay, I can go in here and change the font. Here's the editing, graphics. Okay, so here I could just go ahead and give it a black color and give an old font pixel, something like that. Yeah, that looks old enough. And this will come out here and will stay here. Alright, that seems about right. And text is too large, I'll just bring it down to 80%. Okay. And place it right like so. Now we actually have some standard text. Now what we want is to highlight that, change the fill to black, so there's actually a black piece of text. We can actually proceed to go here and position it, and just kind of position it up right here. Now obviously we would normally have it about right here. However, there is one crucial part of the effect to do, and this is what gonna make sense why we put up the text about. I'm gonna put the text here, okay, instead of at the corner, and I'm gonna do the next step, and that is going to make sense why I'm putting the text here. Well, I actually want to go back to our effects, and text itself need to have wave warp right down to the text. So I'll just go ahead and copy this, copy and paste here, Control V. So it is going to have that effect as well. Okay. We come down here, actually we just go ahead and repeat that kind of process, the wave type, and leave it on the same parameters. And just copy and paste it, very easy. You see, kind of jump back and forth in the effect right here. That's not what we want. It can be kind of a mess up here. In fact, I'm just gonna go ahead and bring this down to maybe minus. Just bring here 0. Maybe the glitch will just move along with that. Undo this, and yeah, let's bring to -2 or 3. So about right, just not mess with the direction. This goes up and down. Undo that, and it goes back and forth. So let's just give a wave speed 0 here. Okay. Maybe just give -2. How about let's take it that? Okay, it's too much. Okay. So we can keep it like this without the wave speed, and choose the wave speed to be 0 here, and it will stay at one place. Maybe you could choose it to be -0.1. Okay. So now still waving, but it's still stuck up on the screen. What I actually want to do is type in blur. Because obviously the text shouldn't be perfect if the background is all noisy and stuff. So I want to actually throw a camera blur on this right here. So here at first totally glance to erase it. You want to just go ahead and set the percentage to 4 or 5, maybe just type in camera blur. Maybe 5% is enough. Also, I'm going to add the Gaussian blur to the clip here, and same thing. I'm going to 4 to 5. That's a blur right there. Okay. So just so we get a little bit of blur, we look like kind of nice, not so in focus. I mean, is it a second ago? Now we want to do almost crucial part of the effect. That would really bring in the VHS kind of a look to it. And that is go up here in the file. Let's go and color match. So I'm going to choose here, click, and color matte. And go ahead and give OK. Choose a black color matte. Put it right there and stretch it like so. Okay, I'm gonna go up to the effect controls and I'm gonna choose crop, 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 and we'll want to crop this from the left, maybe 80%. I'll type in 80%, and I'll hold Alt and drag it up to copy this. And this time I'm gonna do this from the right, 80%, and that is going to give me my classic VHS look. Alright, so you can try this out and let me know how it goes.